Today we're talking charge pipes. On F30s with an N55 motor, a lot of times you're going to hear people talking about their charge pipes. They're plastic. They don't really last. They've been known to blow up under stock boost, and if we want to do any kind of a mod in the way of tuning these things, like I'm going to be doing on mine, you definitely want to change these. They crack around here. What it does is it cracks, separates, your car goes in limp mode, and it's going to leave you stranded. Not like Tom Hanks stranded talking to a volleyball stranded, but still, you're going to be limping the car home, calling a tow truck. Just not cool. So we're going to try to cut that off the pass, and we're going to put a new charge pipe on. Alright, so we've got the car jacked up. I've got it safely on jack stands back here. Jack point on the car is right here, but I still get a little nervous about that, so I've got to get myself over that little hump. Anyway, so first step I'm going to do, I'm going to get access to the underside of this car, so I'm going to remove all of the 8mm bolts that are in here, and they're just like this. So I'm going to remove those, drop them in my magnetic holder. Alright, so hopefully you can see what I've got here. So I've got the intercooler right here. There's two, I think they're 225 screws, one here and one on the other side. And then here's the retaining clips for the pipes. So I need to pull that off, and you see I've got this one off already. Pull that out and get the pipe loose. You can see it's loose already. And then do the same thing on the other side. Remove these T25s. I'm going to lower the intercooler off out from underneath the car. The other thing I'm going to do is there's two clips holding the fan on. I'm going to pull those and push the fan a little bit away from it like this. So you pull down and then just move it where the fan is loose. You got to do it on both sides, and it has a tendency to try to reattach itself. So, alright, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to lower the intercooler out. When you're doing this, just be careful because you're going to get all sorts of crap in your eyes. So if you got some safety goggles or glasses, probably a good idea to wear those. Okay. Alright, so we've got the intercooler out, and we can see the pipes. Here's the boost pipe. No idea how I'm going to get to that one. So that, yeah, that's going to be interesting. This is the charge pipe. This is the one that I've got to replace because it's a known point of failure for the system. So let's go top side. We'll work on getting that one loosened up from the top. All right. What we're going to do here is we've got this clip here. It holds us to the throttle body. We're going to pull that out, and then got a couple more hoses here. One's the vacuum hose down there, and then the mass airflow sensor. I'm gonna get that off. That's right here behind this. Yeah, right there. So we're gonna disconnect that so you get a better view of it. Let's try this out. Okay, so here's that clip, that retaining clip we were talking about. And the mass airflow sensor is right here, and then down here we've got a vacuum line connected because I've got the 8-speed sport transmission manual, or I'm sorry, automatic rather. So it's got a vacuum line, so I need to disconnect the vacuum line, disconnect the mass airflow sensor, pull this retaining clip out, and then it's already loose from the bottom, and then I'll just have to try to work it out. So this is a bit interesting in trying to get the vacuum line loose. The whole charge pipe right here, where the vacuum line connects, just cracked. So mine was getting ready to fail, so it's probably a good thing I'm actually doing this now rather than doing it after a failure. So I got the mass airflow sensor out. I've got this grommet that's attached down here, and then get it off the throttle body. Once I do that, then I can start to twist and pull it up. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to pull it out from the bottom. And if that doesn't work, then I'll try to pull it out from the top. So I'll let me get that grommet removed, get the pipe at least loose, and then what I will do is I'll film the actual pulling of it out, whichever way I go. All right. The charge pipe is out. Pulled out from the bottom. There was actually quite a bit of oil that came out, and I know that there's some that oil that does get in the system, but everything I'm reading says you don't need an oil catch can on one of these cars, but I'm not totally convinced of that after seeing how much oil is in this charge pipe. It's a lot of oil. So I don't know if I got other issues I gotta worry about. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take the charge pipe that I pulled out that is actually broken in a couple spots. One being the vacuum line snapped here when I was removing it, and then here's where the grommet connects. That pulled out, or that cracked when I was pulling it through the bottom. So anyway, I'm gonna try to get this looking, the new one looking similar from a bend standpoint. So once I do that, then we'll go from there and try to fit it on the car. Okay. Okay, so what I've done is I've got the charge pipe in there. Looks like it's seated okay. I don't have the vacuum line hooked up. It's in place, but I don't have the vacuum line hooked up yet. I don't have the mass airflow sensor hooked up yet. I think I might do that last. What I want to do now is I've got the other half of the charge pipe in here, and I've got all this here. It's still loose, so what I want to do is just get it all fitted back together again with the intercooler in, and then tighten that down with the screwdriver here once I get everything reattached. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the intercooler back in. There's two grooves, one here, on the other side. It pushes right up into there, and then here's where the screws go, the T25s reconnect. Here's the intercooler, and there's the charge pipe that goes to the throttle body. There's the pipe that goes to the turbo. We'll hook those back up to the intercooler, get it all reattached, get the fan clip back in place, and then we'll go topside and try to button it up there. So okay, so I don't know how much you can see, but I've got, let's see if we can get some good shots. Got the charge pipe going all the way up there. I've got it attached to the mass airflow sensor and the vacuum line, and then I've got it coming down here. Got the intercooler back in, and the line's attached there, and all I've got to do now is take the screwdriver and tighten up the bands that are attaching the rubber coupling to the two sections of the pipe. So once I've done that, I will put everything else back together again and show you again from topside what I did. Alright, the only thing left to do is to put the belly pan back on the car. Show you what we've got. So, got the FTP charge pipe put in. Clip up here, a little bit different orientation than the stock one, so it was a little bit of a pain, but got it in. We got the mass airflow sensor in. Down there is the vacuum line that's connected. What happened when I went to go take my charge pipe out, I'll show you the old one. Here's the old charge pipe. And I mean, this thing just totally broke. Right here, it's the vacuum line. And that just totally came apart in my hands. So, probably good that I did change it when I did. I don't see any cracking up top, but it was obviously getting brittle. So it also cracked down here where it attaches to the little grommet inside, so that's going in the trash. So I did wussy out a little bit in that I didn't do the boost pipe from the turbocharger into the intercooler. It might be a project I leave for another day. It also might be something I just don't do. I'm not sure yet. I wasn't sure, and it's getting dark, wasn't sure of a good way to get straight up to the turbocharger. So what I'll do is I'll just do a little bit of more research. Maybe I'll make another video doing that one. I know most of the way to do it. All I have to do is repeat these steps, take the belly pan off and get the intercooler off and out, and then I'll have access to that pipe. So maybe that'll be another video for another day. But what I'll do is I will put this back together again, and that'll be it. Take a test drive like you always should. Make sure that your car's not going to blow up, and then we're done. Alright. Like and subscribe if you want more videos. Thanks a lot. Bye.